Kinematics is defined as the branch of science which deals with the motion of particle without considering the force causing the motion. And velocity of flow at any point is studied. So once the velocity is found out, we can calculate, otherwise we can assess the acceleration and thereby force or pressure, etc. Okay, so that is the kinematics study of flow. That is, for the fluid flow studies, there are mainly two methods. One is the Lagrangian method and the other is Eulerian method. In the case of Lagrangian method, single fluid particle is observed and followed. And there we have to study the velocity of flow, the acceleration of flow, density, etc. In the case of Eulerian method, here also we are studying the velocity, acceleration, pressure at any point in a flow field. And this Eulerian method is commonly used for the study of fluid flow. So next we have to study different types of fluid flow. So first one is steady and unsteady flow. First one is steady and unsteady flow. So in the parameters to be studied in the case of flow are, what are the parameters? We have to study about the velocity, the density, the pressure, acceleration, those things. Okay. And for a steady flow, dou v by dou t, that is variation of velocity with respect to time at a particular point. This point is x0, y0, z0. T is equal to 0. That is dou v by dou t is equal to 0. Also dou rho by dou t. There is no density variation and there is no pressure variation. Dou p by dou t is equal to 0. This is steady. If it is not equal to 0, those are unsteady flow. Fluid flow is uniform and non-uniform flow. If dou v by dou s, that is the variation of velocity with respect to space for a particular time, is equal to a constant, then the flow is uniform flow. That is, velocity at any given time does not change with respect to space. That is uniform flow. And in the case of dou v by dou s, that is the variation of velocity with respect to space for a time t, which is not equal to constant, it is known as, okay. Next one is laminar and turbulent flow. So this laminar and turbulent flow, I think you have already studied in your plus 2 classes. So there we have to remember a particular number, that is Reynolds number. So with respect to that Reynolds number, we will classify the different types of flows. Okay. So they are laminar and turbulent flow. So in the case of laminar flow, fluid particle moves along a well-defined path. See, fluid particle moves along well-defined path. They are parallel. Very slowly they are moving without any disturbance. So all streamlines are straight and parallel, and particle move in laminar or layers move smoothly one over the adjacent layers. That is in the case of laminar flow. In the case of turbulent flow, fluid particle moves in zigzag way. Okay. This laminar and turbulent flow are identified by a non-dimensional number, which is called the Reynolds number, that I have already told you. This Reynolds number of pipe flow is represented by a relation Bd by nu. Here I have written like a V. So this you have to correct it as nu. Okay, Roman letter nu. So D is the diameter of pipe and nu is the kinematic viscosity. And as I said earlier, if the Reynolds number is less than 2000, this is laminar flow. If the Reynolds number is greater than 4000, it is turbulent flow. If it is in between 2000 and 4000, the flow may be laminar or turbulent. Next one is the compressible and incompressible flow. Okay. So in the case of compressible flow, their density is not constant. So while we are considering gases, there we can see that there will be density variation throughout. So that's the reason why we can compress it. Okay. So if rho is not constant, the flow is compressible. Normally, all the real fluids are incompressible because their rho is equal to constant. And next one is the rotational and irrotational flow. And if fluid particle while flowing also rotate about their own axis, that is the rotational flow. That is in the case of rotational and irrotational flow. Another one is that is one dimensional, two dimensional, and three dimensional. In order to make the flow study very simple one, sometimes we will consider it as a one dimensional flow. There is the assumption in that. Assumption is that the flow is carrying out in a single direction. Otherwise, a single coordinate is required to represent action of fluid particle. That is one-dimensional flow. Okay. This one dimension may be along x direction, maybe y direction, maybe z direction, whatever may be. But there is only one direction it is we are specifying. That is here u is a function of x. That is only in x direction. In the case of the component of velocity, in the case of y and z direction are 0. If you are considering two-dimensional flow, in some cases, in order to make it little more precise, we will consider the two-dimension. Okay, so there we will consider both in the case of x and y axis. So the velocity in a particular direction is a function of the both axes, x and y. And also v is a function of x and y. And there we are not considering the velocity in the third, corresponding to the third axis. In the case of three-dimensional flow, we have to consider all the axes. Therefore, we have to consider all the velocities. So u is a function. So the u is a function of the three coordinates, and v is also a function of three coordinates. And the component of velocity in the z direction is depending upon the three coordinates. Okay, so these are one-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional flows are specifying according to our convenience for fluid flow studies. Okay, so therefore one-dimensional flow studies will take little time, and 2D little more time, and 3D will take too much time. Okay, so according to these concepts, normally the numerical studies of flows are mainly carrying out. So these are the things. That is, already we studied. There are steady and unsteady flow, uniform and non-uniform flow, then laminar and turbulent flow, then rotational and irrotational flow, compressible and incompressible flow, then one-dimensional, two-dimensional, and three-dimensional flow. Okay. So rate of flow or discharge is defined as the quantity of fluid flowing per second through a section of pipe or channel. So Q is equal to volume of fluid across a section divided by second. Okay. See, normally this volume is area into some height. Okay. Area into some height divided by time. That area into that some height is a linear is some height means it's some length. So that length divided by t will be represented as velocity. Okay. Therefore, normally Q is represented as A into V, AV. Q is equal to A into V. I think you got the concept. Okay. Okay. In the case of compressible flow, there we have to consider weight of fluid flowing across a section per second. In the case of compressible flow, that is, what are the compressible flow? They are gases. Okay. There we have to consider the weight of the fluid flow divided by time. Okay. Next one is the continuity equation. It's a very important one, continuity equation. The term itself is indicating that it is related to some continuity. It is related to some continuity. You see the picture. This is the path through which some liquid is flowing. It may be closed or open. Okay. We considered two sections, section 1.1 and also another one, section 2.2. In the section 1.1, the fluid parameters are velocity, density, and area. Velocity, density, and area. Yeah. For the section 1, it is indicated as V1, O1, A1. In the section 2, V2, O2, A2. Whatever the quantity at the section 1, otherwise, whatever the rate of flow at section 1 will be same as the rate of flow at section 2. If that condition is satisfying, we can say that there is a continuity. So it means that equation is based on law of conservation of mass. That is, the quantity of fluid flow per second at any section of a pipe will be constant. Okay. So the V1, V2 have the average velocity at section 1, and 2, and ρ1, ρ2 are the density at section 1, and 2. Then A1, A2 are the area of cross section at section 1, and 2. Then we can say that ρ1, A1, V1 is equal to ρ2, A2, V2. So once again, this equation is based on law of conservation of mass, and it indicates that at any section, the rate of flow is constant. That is A1, V1 is equal to A2, V2.